Hey guys, it's your girl Dejah Boo, and I got my boy Anthony James in the building. What's up? What's up?
Not much.
How was your quarantine so far?
It's honestly not been too bad. Let me get into the
Yeah.
mic. But no, it's honestly not been too bad. I mean, like everybody else, we have our off days and stuff like that. But I've been able to make the best of it for the most part. It's given me a lot of time to focus on the music and stuff like that, which has been super dope. That's like, it kind of cut off some visuals that I wanted to shoot and things like that, unfortunately, where I needed like big groups of people. Where I needed bigger groups of people, but it kind of made me change my game plan up a little bit, and it gave me more time to hone in on my craft and, work a little bit more on the just on the real creation side and on the business side as well, which has been good. I've enjoyed that.
Hey, that's what's up. It's been a minute because you hit me up back in February,
Yeah.
right before this thing hit. I was like, damn, I need to get my boy in. Then May came, then it shut down again. So I'm happy that we're in the building today.
For real. I really appreciate you getting back to me, actually, because so the idea behind I Just Wanted Good Publicity, I put out that album on May 15th, like I had told you about.
Right.
And I just wanted, I wanted some good buzz around the album. I wanted it, a lot of I did some podcast interviews. I did some music videos and stuff like that. Like, I just wanted things that would like kind of increase the longevity of it as I put it out. And but regardless, obviously it didn't work with the quarantine and all that. But
but we're here now.
Exactly, and I'm appreciative of that for sure. This is good, and I'm really happy to be here with you.
Thanks. So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us who Anthony James is.
That's very it's broad. Anthony James is I'm 24.
Okay.
I'm from Anaheim, SoCal, born and raised, Orange County. Anthony James is versatile. I mean, as an artist, I love the creation aspect. I love to write. That's my favorite portion of it. I don't like to stay. I tell people when they ask me, just to make it easier, that I'm an R&B artist.
Right.
Just to tell people, and I think that's like mainly where my roots are at. I think
definitely.
And as a fan and as a listener, not much beats like a real good R&B song to me. Like, that's really my shit. But at the same time, I like to create outside of that realm, and I just, like to experiment with different sounds and stuff like that. But I think that's where my roots would be at in R&B. But, I definitely mess around in different areas and stuff like that. Like, I know I'm working on a few rap songs right now. I'm about to put out a pop song in a few weeks and stuff like that. So it's all fun. I just love the creation aspect. I think I'm just like, an artist in the truest form of the word. I'm a creative. And I think that's a good way to sum it up. And just versatile, like well-rounded. I like a lot of different things. I grew up in a basketball household.
Right.
I played college basketball in the Bay Area at a Division II called. We talked about this on the way up.
Right.
At a Division II called Dominican University, and it was a cool experience. The Bay was cool. I loved it.
Of course, no.
no, I did. It's a cool place. Definitely feels like a second home.
Right.
Home is always SoCal, but I feel embraced by the culture up there.
We are very welcoming.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. But definitely, basketball oriented family. My pops is a coach. And that's a huge part of my life as well. Those are really my two main things. But I have a bunch of other interests as well. But if you had to hit the two main things on the head, it'd be basketball and music.
Okay, that's what's up. So when did you first start doing music?
Define doing music.
So when did it start being like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this, like I'm gonna start taking this seriously?
Okay, that was probably like, I'd say around this time 2 years ago.
Okay.
I started I had started messing back in late 2016. I started just messing around like on my mom's work computer. I didn't have a computer or nothing. I didn't have any equipment.
Right.
I just I started spending some time by myself, and I started just messing around on my mom's work computer with GarageBand and stuff like that, producing a little bit, and just singing, putting together stuff. It was garbage. It was god awful, but we all start somewhere.
Right.
But I was doing that, and it was just really fun. I was enjoying the creative side. That's where I really feel like it was a period where I was really nourishing my love on the creative side of music and stuff like that. But I didn't really start taking it seriously until I started. I connected with some of my homies on on the other side of my city. And so I live in the east end of Anaheim.
Okay.
Anaheim's a really big city. It's the biggest city in Orange County. It just like kind of feeds up the 91 freeway.
Okay.
And some of my good friends that I used to hoop with, one in particular, his name's Ahmed. Shouts out to my guy Ahmed. He lives on the west end, like the very west end, and they got like a little crew out there that they rap with a lot. And he hit me up one time. He needed a hook for something. He wanted me to do some vocals. And I really got in the studio with them, and I connected with this engineer named Emil. Shouts out to my guy Emil. And I just I hit him to get some more studio time after that. And once I really, I started I stopped producing for myself because I outgrew it. Because truth be told, I never was a good producer. Okay. I mean, at least like I could be honest with myself. Or maybe I could circle back around to that later. But definitely, I'm not good enough to where I need to be right now.
Right.
And I worked with some producers, got some YouTube beats and stuff like that, and then I got some real studio time with Emil as the engineer. And once I really heard my song with a song with a good mix and master, and finally like a tangible product that matched what I had, the vision that I had in my head. You know what I mean? Because whenever I would create, I always had like you could always hear it up here, like what it's supposed to sound like.
Right.
And this was the first time around this time 2 years ago when I finally like what was up here was what was in my ears too. Right. Like it was a tangible product of that. And it felt really good. And that was when I was like, I really like, it was confidence instilling. I was like, I could really do this. Right. That was when I really started thinking I could do it. And that was when like, okay, like I'm really going to put some grind behind this and let's do it. And that was kind of when it like really got the ball rolling for me, I'd say.
So who would you say are like your main supporters?
My main supporters?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I mean, definitely, my parents, my brother. My brother's a big supporter. My brother's my best friend. He's my best friend, my biggest supporter. My mom, my dad. My mom's a big supporter, so it's funny. I don't know, like some things I'm like, man, like I don't know if I want you listening to this, but she's always a champ and always a big supporter. She'll just be like, oh yeah, like I wasn't a big fan of like what you were talking about on this one, but
right.
But she still listens and she still shows me off like a champ. My dad does the same thing. He'll be playing my music at work. My mom will be playing my music while she's at work, stuff like that. My circle of friends, my girl, she's really supportive. I have like just a close circle of friends that like really rock with me. My boy Oscar's really tight about that. I have my homeboy Toby, Justin, Rack, Chris, some of my homies from around my area. They've been awesome. And XCJ, yeah, they've been just really, really supportive and stuff like that. But I think it starts for sure within my immediate family, like my mom, dad, my brother. They've really been riding with me, and it's funny because I wasn't expecting it from my dad either, because my dad, he's always been like, like let's be realistic, son, like, let's keep it real here, this is a long shot type thing, and I was never expecting him to like really be on board and push me, and he still is that guy here and there. He just, I appreciate him because he's always the kind of guy that's gonna shoot straight with me, like as a basketball player. To exemplify that, as a basketball player, if I had a shitty game, he'd be the first person to tell me.
I already know that was my dad too.
But if I had a good game, he'd be the first person to tell me. So he was that person. He never sugarcoated anything. He's always shoot it straight with me, and that's what I always appreciate from him. Like I know that he's never gonna lie to me. I know he's never gonna beat around the bush with me, and I know I'm getting an honest feedback and honest criticism. Like he's told me, he came to a show, he's like, listen, like you weren't that good at that show. I was like, all right, damn. But he's always, he's also pushing my music, and he's the first person to tell me when I did a good job, like I said. But yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be on board with it. And after I released my first EP, it was like a 6-song EP, it was titled 4, in late November of 2018. And I got a call from my dad. I was up at school. I was hooping. I was hooping still. I got a call from my dad. He goes, hey, son, like I listened to your album. I was like, oh boy, like here we go. What's he gonna say? What's he gonna say? And he's like, honestly, like I really liked it, and I think you got something here. And I think when you get home and you finish up with school and you finish up with basketball, you should maybe take a year or so, maybe really pursue this. And, if this is really what you want to do, put some grind behind it. and we'll see where this thing could go, because I think you have a chance.
Right.
And that was really confidence instilling. That was really cool too. I wasn't expecting that from him.
Right.
So that was really cool.
That's what's up. That support is huge too.
I really have a great support system. Like, as much as I'm still I don't want to say no name, but it's still in the underground phase of things and stuff like that. But in terms of quality of support,
right.
I feel extremely blessed in that
and I
category.
think that's all that matters right now, because so all you need is one thing to make you blow up. So
Absolutely.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come. I believe it. I know your fans believe it. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna talk about your new album, When.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it titled When?
When? So that's a good question. I'm glad to answer that. I don't know if you noticed, but there is some punctuation. There's a period at the end of it. So it's not necessarily meant to be when as like a question. It's meant to be when as a destination.
Oh, okay.
And it was kind of just a theme that I felt throughout the recording process. I finished it all of it pretty much in 3 or 4 sessions.
Okay.
And while I was recording and stuff like that, I just when you're in the building process of an album and a project, you have big visions for it, but especially in this particular project, it was kind of like thinking about it's a step by step. When I get this done, I can do this.
Right.
When I do this, it was always a constant theme of when I do this, I can do this.
Uh-huh.
And I think by the end of it, I was starting to see some real something close to a complete product,
right.
and a complete project. That was when I came up with the name, because I was like, there's no more whens. When is now.
Right.
And that was kind of the whole concept behind the name creation.
That is creative as fuck.
Yeah,
I'm over here like mind blown. Like, oh shit.
And it just felt good. It felt really good because I don't know. It's just like when I should be better about taking time to reflect and appreciate things like that. But especially when you're drafting up, like you could go all the way back into like even drafting up a concept of this project and stuff like that. I mean, I was doing that. Summer of 2019 was probably when I was drafting up the concept of this album.
Right.
And thinking of how it was just a concept at that time, and now it's a complete project, and definitely something that I'm super proud to put my name on and stuff like that. And that just feels good. That feels really, really good.
Right. That's what's up. I really like that.
Thank you.
So what would you say the mood throughout the whole album?
The mood was,
or like the vibe, like
the vibe. It changes. I think the mood was vulnerability, honesty, reality.
Mm-hmm.
It was really just a collection of my emotional experiences of that portion of writing.
Okay.
Everything on the album. So different. I'm pretty sure I'm going through the checklist right now here. There's 11 songs, but I'm pretty sure everything that was on it besides Hi Baby all of it was written within like a 4 to 6 month period.
Okay.
And it was a rough time in my life, truthfully, and I was feeling a lot of things emotionally. Good things and bad things.
Right.
And it was just a collection of those, emotions and stuff like that. And just, honesty. Like, honestly, it's very, a lot of it's very simpy. A lot of it's very simp R&B-ish. A lot of it is very just honest and open, to my demons and some of the darker feelings and emotions I felt and stuff like that. It kind of tailors back and forth, but and there's just like little cameos and shit like that.
Yeah. I heard.
Just some funny shit too, just to piece together a project and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that would be the best way to describe the mood and the Yeah, I think that's the most accurate depiction.
I could definitely agree with that, because I was listening to it all day, and I think it's very relatable how real you are. The one song that caught out to me was Run 44, and it was about the prom. I was like, and then you did a cover of the Frank Ocean song. I thought that was really cool. I think
Love Frank.
That was like my favorite song on the album.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. No, I did like a little IG live show where I did a cover of that. That's on my YouTube if anybody was looking to catch that. But yeah, no, for the prom I did do that my senior year. Um yeah, and so what would happen sometimes I just kind of have my phone out and like I'm always like, on my voice memos.
Right.
And I'm recording shit just, in case like something could end up being a good cameo for a project.
Right.
I need a space filler. And I'll kind of go through and say, okay, does this fit? Does this not fit? And I was in the studio. The song that follows that one is All For Me.
Right.
And I was in the studio, and for whatever reason, my engineer, we were getting the instrumental up on the screen and stuff like that.
Right.
And for whatever reason, we were having some difficulties tapping in on the BPM. And so, like, during that time, there was a guitar in the studio. I was just playing around on it.
Right,
and that was what happened. So that was how that all happened. And then at the very end, you hear, I don't know if you caught it, like, at the very end, you hear, like, the beat of All For Me, like, come in as he finally figured it out. And that's why I thought it would be such a good transitional piece from one to the next.
Right.
It was cool. But, yeah, no, I like that one, too. A lot of people, there was some people, I was surprised. There was a few people that were like, oh, Rough 44 was my favorite. I was like, man, like, that was just meant to be a cameo.
Right.
But that's tight.
No, that was definitely my favorite. Would you say that was your favorite, or what was your favorite on that
My
album?
favorite, my favorite is hands down Soap. I love Soap. Soap might be my favorite song I ever created.
That was a dope song too.
I love that one. No, Soap is cool, but I really love the whole project. I love how it pieced together. I think it's definitely some of my best work. It's just, I think it's hard for an album like this one to catch a lot of tension and stuff, or a lot of traction, not tension.
Right.
Traction because it's not a super mainstream sound.
Right.
But I definitely think it's my best work. Like I remember looking, I tell people this a lot, like in hindsight, a lot of my projects, me being a confident person and maybe like a little overconfident in a certain situation. I would, if I was to show somebody an old project, I'd be like, oh, like, pick any song and I'll play it for you.
Right.
And like, I'd say it confidently, but in the back of my mind, I might be like, okay, I really fucking hope he doesn't pick this song. I really hope he doesn't pick this song. And with this project right here, I can, I feel like I can confidently say, like, pick any song, and it's, an accurate representation of my ability, and I think that is a super good feeling. I'm super excited about that.
And the confidence is needed, especially in this game.
Facts.
You need,
Facts.
especially if you're gonna have somebody just pick a random song, so that's definitely a good trait to have.
No, facts. I mean, nobody's gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Exactly, 100%. So you had mentioned that you had a new pop song coming out.
Yes, I do.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I'm super excited about it. It'll be out on August 7th.
Okay.
Song's called "Don't Wake Me Up." What else do we want to know about? It's
you
very
said it's pop.
It's very pop. It's very summer.
Okay.
There's actually a few influences. It's like it reminds me of, my personal opinion. Other people have had other thoughts, but for most people, when I bounce this off them, I showed a few of my peers and stuff like that,
right.
and a lot of people really fuck with it.
Okay.
So that's good. I don't want to hype it up too much. I want people to have their own opinions, but just know I have a very, very high opinion of this particular song.
Uh-huh.
And I definitely think this one could catch some traction because it is something that is more mainstream.
Right.
I've been around people. I created this song because I think it's more fun to perform up-tempo stuff. Like,
right.
I'm thinking for my live sets and stuff like that, like, it's way more fun to perform more up-tempo music. And you can engage people better and stuff like that, make it a more enjoyable show, I think. I mean, there's sometimes, when you're more established, people really come to see your raw ability.
Right.
I think I need to do a little more up-tempo shit and then, like, kind of mix in the raw ability stuff. And it's more fun to perform that. But, no, the best way to describe this song is very summery. Very, very summer energy. So I'm like super adamant about getting it done in the summer. Actually, I was hoping to get it out. Today is
I think the 25th.
Yeah. My ideal date was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
To get it out. I'm working with a guy that's doing an animated video for me for it. He's kind of lagging a little bit, and I needed to get some cover art from another guy. They both lagged a little bit. It's the industry, I understand.
Yeah.
But I I was waiting on them to distribute it and stuff like that, and so the date got pushed back. Well, August 7th, it's been distributed. It's been pitched to playlists and stuff, and so August 7th is
August
the date.
7th.
And yeah, the best way to describe the feel of the song would be like, did you listen to the Calvin Harris summer album a few years ago with like Slide and Roll? Do you slide on all your
yeah.
That's so it's a lot of that type of feel, like that Calvin Harris summer album feel mixed with like Pharrell on Frontin'.
Okay.
With Jay-Z. Like that's kind of that's like I definitely took influence from both of those songs. And then yeah, and I've just been a lot of my peers that like I've made friends with over the recent times make more up-tempo music, and I think that's just, you know, kind of made me want to venture more into that realm. Right.
I mean, you can definitely slide in both R&B and pop, and you kind of make it your own thing.
I think you'll hear it and be like, okay, like I see the R&B roots, but yeah.
I'm excited.
I might show you off air after this.
Okay.
I'll let you know. You can let me know what you think.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so what do you plan on doing after this whole Corona thing is over?
Oh gosh.
Like as far as like performing or like albums, like do you have a plan? I mean, I know they say like 2022 it's going to be over, but hopefully it's done.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I've been pretty present, to be honest. I feel like if you get too forward looking right now, it's just gonna kill you.
Right.
You're gonna be very hurt about it.
Right.
But
so what are you doing now? As far as you said that you're doing live performances.
I did some Instagram lives and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be doing more booking for sure as places open. Doing more booking, doing more shows. As for the content creation, I was looking. Actually, on the way over here, I was kind of just planning out how I want to go about releases and stuff like that.
Right.
And I'm sitting on a good. I've been writing a lot lately. Back in that mode, and I'm sitting on a lot, honestly. At least like 5 to 10 songs of some type of sort, whether I'm a feature or it's my own song.
Right.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not really sure how that's still gonna plan out yet. That was as I'm listening and kind of planning out how I want to go about releasing them and stuff like that. And I still well, one thing, I'm gonna get a session with my engineer next week. I need to track these songs. I just finally finished writing them.
Right.
I don't know, they are, there's at least 2 or 3 of them that, could possibly fit on like a small project together, something like that, maybe like a 2-3 song project.
Okay.
I think I'm off albums a little bit and stuff like that, and nothing to like, I really love making albums, and I love feeling like, putting together a complete project, putting all the thought into it. And, when people say like, I loved how you transition from this to this, or I love how you piece this in there, I love this piece of that. That's like a big compliment to me, because I always did it on purpose. Everything has an intention behind it. But I think it's just a smarter route for underground artists to release smaller projects and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, I think about even like, not many people, like, for instance, give the example of Chris Brown. Like, I love Chris Brown as an artist. He's amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing.
That is my
man.
man.
He's amazing. But like, okay, he's putting out these, 50-track albums and stuff, and I love Breezy. I will always take the time to listen to it. But the fact of the matter is that unless you're a diehard Breezy fan, you're not going to listen to a 50-song album.
I listen to it road trip.
But you literally just said you're a Breezy stan. You love him. That's my man. Like, of course you're going to listen to it. But somebody that's not a Breezy stan is not going to.
I definitely hear that.
Even like Drake's like 20-song albums, and Drake is incredible too. Like, unless you're like really like a Drake stan, you're probably not gonna sit back and listen to a 20-song album. There's just, people don't have the attention span for that anymore. And that's why I think it's important to just kind of shift with the trends and stuff like that, and roll with some more singles, roll with some more smaller projects and stuff like that from there.
No, I definitely agree with that, because I have heard so many times, how do you listen to that whole album? I'm like, I don't know, but I could play it all day long. I definitely hear you. Definitely smaller albums. How many songs do you think should be on an album?
On an album, I mean, to be
or an EP. What you say?
I mean, I don't think I gave you a straight answer for that. I think you need to feel it out.
Right.
It's dependent upon the person. I mean, like I feel like each EP I put out an EP that had 5 one time. I put out an EP that had 6. Like I put out an album that had 16. I put out an album that had 11.
Right.
It's just dependent upon the project. But if I was to shoot for an EP or something like that, I mean, I'm probably trying to like shoot closer from like 3 to 6 right now.
Okay.
I'd say. I think that's the smarter route right now, other than singles.
Okay.
But I mean, if you can put together something that's cohesive in 3 to 6, it's a good look right now, I think.
Okay. So last question before we get into this game.
Okay.
So what's the most exciting thing about being an artist?
I like performing. I think there's a few things. There's a few things that I could say. I don't know. I think I'm gonna need to think out loud as I answer this question, because I think as I think I'll be able to like pinpoint the one that is
right.
Okay. Like when you have a good performance,
right,
that feels super good.
That energy, that vibe.
That, and just kind of tapping into that.
Right.
Speaking of that, there's like a mind frame that you tap into, like at least for me personally, like when I'm in the booth. I don't know, there's just like, it sounds very, I don't even know what adjective to use to describe it, but it sounds a little extra. But there's like, I almost feel like I'm doing like what my soul wants me to do.
Right.
Like, when I'm like creating, there's just like, and it's not all the time, but like, there's certain times when you can tap into it and you feel like you're doing your soul's purpose, and
right.
that feels so good. And I almost feel like, like the way that like Kanye is like a mad genius, like in like, his production, like I feel that same way when I'm like in the booth, like, I'm talking to myself and shit. I look crazy. My engineer probably thinks I'm insane, but like I'm doing all that, and that's super fun. That feels super good. Seeing like a finished product when like it's like everything you imagine, that feels really good. And like, kind of the idea that you could blow at any second.
Right.
That's really exciting too. It's probably one of those 4 things, but I think the most exciting to me is probably like the tapping into like your soul purpose type thing. Like that's like, I like there's not many feelings in the world that compare to that. Like I get super excited to go to every session that I go to in hopes, but also like knowing that it's probably gonna happen when I get in there, and that just feels so good. It's something to always look forward to, and especially in times like right now, we all need something to look forward to. Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna hop into this game.
Let's play this game.
It's called Fast 5.
Fast 5. Okay.
Fast 5. So, well, it was supposed to be 5, but I made it 8. I made it 8.
All right.
So I'm going to say a phrase or a word, and you have to say the first thing that comes to your head. The very first thing. Just one word. Okay. Ready?
Yes.
2020.
Shit show.
Coronavirus.
Cardi B.
What?
Coronavirus.
Hey, I hella forgot about that. Kanye for president.
Don't do it. Just don't. Just get him some help.
Anthony James.
The man. Anthony James.
Entanglements.
I hate the internet. I feel for Will Smith. I don't know. Will's my guy. It's my favorite actor.
I know, right? But that shit was fucked up.
It's tough.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I think of my brother. He's the same birth name as my brother.
Your brother's name is Tekashi?
No, my brother. Oh. So Tekashi's real name is Daniel Hernandez.
Oh, okay.
It's my brother's name.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
So I think of my brother.
Meg the Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Oh, and Tory Lanez. That's a game changer. Say it again.
Just what happened?
Say the whole phrase. Say the whole phrase.
Meg the Stallion and Tory Lanez.
Jail time. I don't know. I mean, that's bad shit. That's not good shit.
And Mike Tyson's comeback.
Mike Tyson's comeback makes me think of my brother. My brother's a big Mike Tyson stan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Hey, you actually played that game pretty good. That coronavirus had me weak as fuck. I was like, wait, Cardi B.
No, I'm always saying that, like, whenever like somebody sneezes at home, like coronavirus.
Right? No, for real. I'd be at work. I'd be like, okay, like tone it down. You feel me?
I'm just fucking around with people. It's just fun to say.
Right, right. Well, thank you so much for coming in and finally getting this interview.
Yes.
This is a great interview. Me. And check him out at Anthony James 11, correct? Shout out your Instagram.
Yeah, at Anthony James 11 _ I don't have, I'm Anthony James on all streaming platforms.
It's full? Damn. Okay. Let me see.
Well, the audio's still on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anthony James on all other streaming platforms. Yeah, I don't have any other media. I mean, I have Snapchat, but that's like more private.
Yeah,
like
no.
I don't have people on that. I had
Snapchat.
TikTok, and then I deleted that shit once I heard about all the security shit.
Yeah,
I was like, we ain't doing that. Get that off my phone. But yeah, no, and Instagram is the one way to keep up with me for sure. You know, I have music updates, I have life updates, and that's definitely like the one media that like I really use.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks again for tuning in, and check us out next week for our next interview. Peace out.